Everyone, welcome back. So, Blake Lively's legal battle against Justice Baldoni has taken a major turn and not in her favor. A judge has dismissed most of her sexual harassment lawsuit, significantly narrowing what was already a high public and fight case tied to it end with us. Originally, Lively brought multiple claims against Baldoni, accusing him not only of harassment but also of orchestrating a smear campaign during the film's press tour. She argued that the backlash she received, where many fans called her tone deaf while promoting a story about domestic violence, wasn't organic but instead fueled behind the scenes. Baldoni and his legal team pushed back hard. They claimed Lively exaggerated the situation, arguing that her complaints were minor issues blown out of proportion. According to them, this wasn't a case of harassment but an attempt to take control of the narrative and damage his reputation. Now, the court has waited in a ruling issued on April 2, 2026, Judge Louis Lemon dismissed 10 out of the Lively's 13 claims. That includes major allegations, sexual harassment, defamation, and conspiracy. The reasoning behind that decision is key. The judge determined that Lively, as an independent contractor on the film, isn't eligible to pursue a federal sexual harassment claim in this context. On top of that, California law couldn't be applied since the film was produced in New Jersey. So, the core of her case, the harassment claims, has effectively been thrown out. But this isn't the end of the lawsuit. Three claims are still moving forward to trial: retaliation, breach of contract, and aiding and abetting retaliation. And interestingly, the judge did side with Lively on part of her argument. He acknowledged that there is enough evidence for a jury to consider whether Baldoni may have used publicists to retaliate against her, potentially by planning negative stories and escalating public criticism. That aspect of the case now becomes the central focus. So, while the headline might suggest a complete dismissal, the reality is more nuanced. Lively's biggest claims are gone, but a smaller, more specific legal battle is still very much alive. The case is currently set to go on trial on May 18, 2026. It's worth noting that both sides have already attempted mediation earlier this year, but those efforts failed to reach any resolution. Since then, the situation has only become more complicated and more public. At one point, even Taylor Swift was pulled into the controversy. A private message surfaced in which she allegedly referred to Baldoni in harsh terms, adding another layer of attention to an already messy situation. Despite attempts to stay out of it, her name became the part of the broader narrative surrounding the case. At this stage, what started as a major sexual harassment lawsuit has shifted into something else entirely. A legal fight focused more on retaliation and professional conduct than the original allegation, and with the trial approaching, the next phase of this case could reshape how the entire situation is viewed. For now, one thing is clear: the story isn't over yet. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.